G'day everyone, Buck up in far north Queensland on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Sun's out, nearly camping season everyone. Camping is not why I'm here doing this clip. I'm doing this clip because I'm in preparation for next cyclone season, okay? This has nothing to do with camping. This is more to do with home power stations and off-grid type stuff, which is a little bit different for my channel everyone. If you follow me, you know I'm more into camping and outdoors and cooking and all that type of stuff. This is a little bit different, but to me it is very important. I live up in, as you know, far north Queensland in the cyclone zone, okay, and I live in a little town called Innisfail. We've been smacked by some very big cyclones in recent history since I've been living here. 2006 we got a high-end category 4 which absolutely devastated this town. And in 2011, Cyclone Yasi hit, a category 5, one of the biggest cyclones to ever cross the Australian coastline. It was massive and it was scary. After we have a decent cyclone up here, we lose power for a long time. And let me tell you, in summertime, which is cyclone season, when you haven't got ceiling fans, it is hot. You can't even sleep at night. It's too hot to sleep. I've been going to do this for a long time. I want to have a way to power my house when the power goes out. Now, during the day I can do that. I've got a generator there and I've had a 15 amp generator switch connected in the house. So during the day I can run the generator into the house. It's night time. I'm not one of these people who likes running the generator all night annoying my neighbours, and let me tell you, that's usually what you hear after a cyclone is generators going during the night so people can have their fans and that. I want to be able to do it silently, and I've got the ability to do that. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that I've got a solar power station. It's called a Jackery, everyone. That thing can power my house and run everything in my house, but not all night. I needed extra power, and to buy the extra Jackery batteries, you have to win the lotto to do it. They are very, very, very expensive. I've been watching a lot of Americans, and let me tell you everyone, the Yanks are right into this off-grid stuff. They are, there's so many videos out there on YouTube, off-grid type stuff. People with little wooden huts and that in the forest, and they're running off-grid. That's what I want to do here. I'm not living in the forest or anything. I want to be able to power my house if we lose power. Quite often, it happened the other night, as a matter of fact. Power went out for half an hour. I don't know why, no one knows why, but it just does every now and then. The power's not totally reliable, and especially after a cyclone, we lose it for weeks on end. So I'm building a home power station. I want to be able to give that Jackery more power at night to power the house. As I said, buying the Jackery batteries, too expensive. Talk about good timing. I was on my computer the other day, and through comes an email from this company here, everyone. Litime, L-I-T-I-M-E. L-I stands for lithium, okay? Litime contacted me, and they've also contacted a couple other mates of mine, Steve Fuller from Soar Adventures and Phil Demiano guys from Phil's Camping Reviews. They contacted Phil and Steve. They're trying to break into the Australian market, guys. They're a lithium battery company from China, and they're trying to break into Australia. They're quite big in America as we speak, and I did a lot of research watching YouTube clips in America, and there's a lot of Americans out there running Litime batteries, all getting really good reviews too, by the way. So this isn't a review on the battery. I haven't even opened them yet. They only turned up this morning, and once again from a company called Litime. Now let me tell you, the correspondence I received from this company is next level. Just the whole process of dealing with them from a week and a half ago until now has been very, very good. A lady called Aviva is the one I've been sending correspondence to, and she's been sending emails and that through to me as well. Just totally professional. And they said, Buck, we've seen your YouTube channel. We'd like to send you out a Litime battery. And I think they were thinking down the camping side of things. And I went, no, I'm set up for camping already. I don't need to go down that line. But I am looking at doing a home power station to give my solar power station extra power, and I was thinking of getting into and doing it via lithium battery, which a lot of the Americans are doing. It is a lot cheaper option. And they said, okay, so the 100 amp hour is not really any good to you. How about we send you out a 280 amp hour Litime lithium battery? And I said to them, oh no, it's all right. I said, I need more than 280 amps for a home power station. Anyway, and then I got thinking about it, and I thought, you know what? They've offered me a 280 amp hour battery for nothing, guys, just to trial it out on my YouTube channel. Why don't I was up for new batteries anyway. I had to go out and buy some lithium batteries. I didn't really know where I was going to get them from. There was another company I was eyeing off because their batteries were in my price range. Let me tell you, and I'll mention that company, I was going to go with King's, everyone. And as we know, King's is probably the most affordable lithium battery here in Australia. There's some other brands out there, and you get into the big boys, big money, big money. I tell you now, Litime are a little bit dearer than King's, everyone, but I'll tell you what, it's in striking range for the average punter. Let me tell you, the cost of their batteries is very, very reasonable. When you get up into Enerdrive and Victron and Red Arc and all those big names, you're getting into massive money, okay? And as I said, I've done a lot of research into this, watching a lot of Americans on YouTube, and a lot of them are giving these things the thumbs up, guys. They're saying that they're doing the goods for them, so which is good to know, isn't it? So I went out and I purchased another one, another 280 amp hour. What I'm going to do is set these batteries up. I'm going to hook them up in parallel, everyone, as a power station to power my Jackery. That gives me 560 amps. Okay, 560 amps of power along with the Jackery. And I forgot to do it. I'm going to give you that in watt hours soon. So times that by 12 and that gives you watt hours. When it's 560 times 12, I'll work that out in a minute. I can't do it in my head, I'm too dumb. But the Jackery's 2042 watt hours. It's got roughly 170 amp lithium battery inside it. I'm going to have 560. So as you can see, I've given my Jackery so much more expansion, it is not funny. And I'll tell you the watt hours towards the end of the clip when I work it out, okay? So I've got two batteries here. One was provided by Litime. The other one I purchased myself, guys, for about $900 and something, which for a 280 amp hour battery, very, very affordable. Steve from Soar Adventures, everyone, is running his 280 amp hour battery out of the back of his Ranger. He is using that in a camping role, okay? And I'll tell you now, that 280 amp hour battery is going to provide Steve and Annie so much power when they are out camping, it's not funny. Okay, I've just got 120 amp in the back of the BT, had it in there for years, and that runs my fridge and my lights and recharges my phones and all that. That does it fine, 120 amp hour. It's not a Litime, it's a different brand. Steve's got the 280 Litime in his. That's going to give him so much power out camping, he's not going to have to worry about power, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo the batteries, give you a look at what they look like inside the thing. Litime also sent me out some other stuff, and that's where I was going with that. The correspondence I've received from Aviva has been very good. I'll tell you now, Australian companies need to take note. When you deal with some of these Chinese companies, I'm dealing with another one in relation to Rafa, kids books for Rafa and all that. The Chinese companies are just, you can't fault them. You cannot fault them. I ordered some towing mirrors. I'm going on a rant now. I ordered some towing mirrors that are coming from Australia. It's taken over 3 weeks and they only arrived today. Some towing mirrors that I'm getting put on the BT50 so we can tow the caravan legally, okay? 3 weeks and they're already here in Australia. These things here arrived in less than a week and a half, and that is taking the 4 days of Easter into account. It's the day after Easter long weekend and they rocked up. They would have rocked up a lot earlier if it wasn't for the Easter long weekend. So they've obviously got stock of them here in Australia, everyone. They're trying to break into the Australian market, and Aviva said, Buck, we'd like to send you a 240 volt lithium battery charger, 20 amp, for nothing to go along with it. Now, Litime also have a lot of other accessories, guys. They're not here in Australia yet. In America, though, I'm talking about Litime inverters and all that. They're not here in Australia at the moment. What they have got is a good range of lithium batteries, ranging from small ones right up to 400 amp hour Litime lithium batteries. They've also got, as I said, the 240 volt lithium charger there, which I'll show you in a minute. Their inverters and all that haven't made it into Australia yet, but I'll tell you now, the delivery time and just the to and fro from Litime has been incredible. I'm going to tell you now before you forget, this might spark you up. If you're in the market for a lithium battery or a battery charger, lithium battery charger, everyone, Litime offered me a 5% discount for my audience and 5% for me. And I said to them, no, I do not want anything out of you. I've already got a 3 lithium battery out of you. I'm happy with that. I don't do this discount code for myself, everyone. If you don't know me, I don't do that, okay? I said, can't my audience get the whole 10%? And they said, the most we can go is 8%. Okay, and I said, that's fine. I don't want anything out of you. You've already given me a battery. So, if anyone's in the market, you go to the Litime, and I'll put the website and that up at the end. Go to Litime's website. They've got a really good range of lithium batteries, everyone. They've offered me an 8% discount code. Mr. Buck, MRBUCK 8. Mr. Buck 8, and you'll get 8% off everything on the website. How good is that? Thank you, Litime, for that. I don't get anything out of it, guys. I want to stress that. I know a lot of YouTubers out there are getting paid and getting a take from these companies. I am not doing that. Okay, yes, I've got a free battery. That's as far as it goes. All the discount goes to you guys. So if you're in the market for a lithium battery, as I said, get on their website, Mr. Buck 8, and you'll get 8% off Litime. How good is that? Thank you once again for that. What I'm going to do, stop jibber jabbering and open these batteries up. But as I said, they sent me a 240 volt charger as well, and they sent me some other goodies as well. Just, this is what I mean about some of these Chinese companies, everyone. They just go above and beyond. They've sent me a really good quality cap, a t-shirt, a black t-shirt with Litime battery. That doesn't fit me, but someone out there is going to win this on a live feed. I'll do some giveaways. We've got, obviously Litime are into a lot of other stuff in America, and it'll probably filter down here to Australia. Litime, Life and Discovery. These are like little, I don't know if they're magnets or stick-on things. They're not stickers, they're a hard thing. So that's a camper van. So they're obviously designed to kit out camper vans, camper homes, and all that type of stuff. What else we got here? Back to Nature. Litime Back to Nature. Solar home systems, that's where I come in, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Setting up an off-grid system in my shed for after Cyclone. So that's the category I come into. Litime Road Trip. Okay, a big motorhome and a caravan. Very American-y looking, you know, with the snow-capped mountains in the background there. What else we got here? Golf carts. It looks like they do lithium batteries for golf carts. And it looks like lithium batteries for trolling motors and all that type of stuff. So for the fishermen out there, for your 12 volt motor guides and your, what's the other brand? There's another brand out there for trolling, doing barra trolling and that. Lithium batteries for that. Marine versions. So there is a marine version out there. I remember seeing it on the website. So, and a little Litime rechargeable camping light there, guys, which I'll probably, someone will win that. Someone will win these little things here, and the t-shirt and the hat. Stay tuned on one of my live feeds and you'll have a chance to win that. So remember, Mr. Buck 8 for 8% discount. We'll go more into that later. If you're only new to the channel, subscribe, because you're going to see the build happen, everyone. I've got another company coming on board for all the accessories. I did ask Litime what accessories they had, and unfortunately they don't have their inverters and all that type of stuff in Australia yet. Another company are coming on board. Stay tuned for that one. So this shed I'm sitting in now is going to have a basically an off-grid system here, guys, so I can power my house at night time, so I can run the fans and some lights, keep the fridges running and that after we lose power, and I don't have to annoy my neighbours with a noisy generator. That's for daytime, okay? Right, let's get these batteries open up, have a look at them, and then I'm going to get them on charge because I'm going to hook them up in parallel. The first thing you need to do before you even think about hooking batteries up in parallel is make sure they're at the same voltage. So I'm going to spend the next day or so charging these batteries up. I'm not quite sure how much charge they come with. Anytime you get a new lithium battery, put it on charge, get it up to 100% before you start sucking the guts out of it, okay? Charge it up, get it to where it should be, and then start from there. And that's exactly what I'm about to do. Righto. So I've just unpacked the batteries. They're a lot smaller when you take them out of the box. You think, geez, they're big batteries, but they're the cardboard box. That top and bottom really well protected for when they're in transit and everything. Each battery comes with some catalogues and pamphlets and that, guys. And I'll tell you what, you get some Chinese stuff sometimes, and reading the instruction manual is a bit hard. These are very, very well laid out. They really are, in simple English. There's just everything you need to know about lithium batteries. Read through this, you'll learn a lot about charging, about storage of them and all that type of stuff. It's got their whole product range there, 12 volt, 24 volt, and even up to big 48 volt systems, everyone. They've got a really good range there, and as I said, in the 12 volt, they go up to 400 amp hours. Speaking of amp hours, it's written on the top, so I didn't have to work it out per battery. As I said, the Jackery's 2042 watt hours. One of these 280 amp hour batteries, 12.8 volt, 280 amp hour, 3,584 watt hours. So I'm going to hook them up in parallel, and I'm going to have these feeding the Jackery. So that should give me, these two batteries and the Jackery should give me 9,210 watt hours. So I'm hoping that's going to be enough to run my house all night. And then the next day I use a combination of solar and my generator to pump power back into these. My solar regulator, when it gets here, lithium solar regulator, well, I can get up to 40 amps if I put enough solar panels on, which I've got. You'll see that in upcoming clips. I can get up to 40 amps of solar going in, and at the same time put in 40 amps of AC through an AC charger. That is coming as well. I could use that 20 amp, but I've got a 40 amp from a different company coming. When you've got big lithium power, guys, you need to be able to recharge it. It's great to have lots of lithium power. The trick is being able to charge it up the next day. And let me tell you, solar doesn't always work. After a cyclone, we get weeks of rain up here, and solar is no good to you. You're going to have to rely on 240. That's why I have a generator. So I'll be able to get, if the sun is out, up to 40 amps of solar going in via DC, and then through AC, get an AC charger and pump in 40 to get these bad boys up and running. Really well made, got the good carry handles and that on them. The normal M8 bolts that come with the batteries, you put them in yourself, got some rubber caps there, use those. And it says here you can join up to 4 of these in parallel. Okay, so I'm going to join 2 up. If I need to go to a third one, I'll bite the bullet, I'll buy a third Litime battery, and I'll go 3. I might have to go 4, who knows, but you can join 4 in parallel. I'm hoping 2 will get me through the night, along with the Jackery. So there you go. Now, the website, everyone, is on the side here. I'll just turn this one around. As I said, these batteries for RVs, boats, off-grid, which is what I'm using them for, and outdoor. I'll tell you what, they're pretty light. For a 280 amp hour battery, there's a bit of weight in there, don't get me wrong. Try doing that with a lead acid battery. A 280 amp hour lead acid battery. You'd have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger to do it. So, www.litime.com, everyone, and there's an email there. If you get your batteries, got any questions, and it says so in those manuals there, service@litime.com. So they've got all the backup, really, really good. Those manuals, I had a quick flick through them before the camera went on. I was pretty impressed by it. Now, this 20 amp charger. Yeah, people say you can charge lithium batteries up with a normal battery, lead acid battery charger. Yeah, you can get power into them, guys, but if you want to do it properly, you need to have the correct battery charger, okay? You need to have one that go to 14.4 volts for when it's charging up. So this is a 240 volt, which we use here in Australia, not 110, 240. and it comes with an instruction manual there, which I'll read. I won't be a typical bloke and not read it. So it comes with your normal 240 volt plug there, 3-pin, 10 amp, 240 volt. That end goes into your there, and I'll be putting these on charge soon. So there's my 14.6 volt. As you know, lithium, you need to go to at least 14.4, I think. 20 amp, and the great thing, thank goodness, I wish Jackery did this with their, they know Aussies, they know we love Anderson plugs. It's all Anderson plugged up, everyone. It comes with an Anderson plug to terminal lug cable, if you want to do it that way. I've already got, in one of these canvas bags under here, I've got an Anderson to alligator clip, so I won't need to use that cable. I've got one with alligator clips on. So you can do that, get an Anderson to alligator clip, and that way you don't have to, but that one there, you just take the bolts out and put it in there. All Anderson plugged up. How easy is that? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start charging these batteries up. I'm going to leave it there. There's going to be future clips on this, everyone. Before I do anything else, I want to get these up to full charge, and I'm going to do some experimenting with these. I'm going to be charging the Jackery up using these via different 12 volt methods that I've got. Some interesting stuff coming up. I'm getting right into this. I've been watching a lot of the Yanks, and it's really interesting stuff. How to get power out of this into my Jackery using 12 volts. I've got a few different ways, not only solar, I've got some other tricks up my sleeve as well. And obviously we're going to have inverters and all that type of stuff, have these in parallel, and these batteries will be feeding the power into the Jackery, which will keep the house running off grid. So it's going to be really good. In the meantime, I'm going to get these up and running, get them up to 100%. I don't know how long it takes. It'll take a little while, won't it, to bring these up to 100%. Before you hook them up in parallel, make sure they're at the same voltage, everyone. Best way to do that, charge them both up to 100%. Do it properly, so you don't want to damage any of your batteries. So once again, Litime, thank you so much for a free battery, and I did buy the other one myself, guys. Remember, Mr. Buck 8 for an 8% discount at Litime on any of their batteries. You see there, they've got a great range for a little 50 amps, right up to 400 in the 12 volt range. They've got 24 volt batteries if that's what you run. They've also got some 48 volt stuff. Don't know if that's available in Australia yet, but it'll come, So, right, let's get these charged up. Hey, before I forgot to check how much warranty's on these batteries. I think it's 24 months. Just get on the website and check, guys. I'm sure Litime will have a very, very good warranty. I'm thinking 24 months. Don't quote me on that. But so that's a cable I already had. I think that came from Kick-Ass, that one. I use it with other things there, guys. So it's an Anderson to alligator clip, rather than me having to screw down the terminal lugs with that one. So how good are Anderson plugs, everyone? And as I said, you don't have to sit there and do it all yourself, and a lot of people don't know how to solder on Anderson plugs and that. It already comes Anderson plugged up. So they obviously did their research, and someone's gone, the Aussies love their Anderson plugs, so she all comes up Anderson plug. That battery charger, as I said, a lot of their accessories aren't available in Australia at the moment, but the battery charger is. So if you just want a good little lithium battery charger, 20 amp, 240 volt charger, then you can use the Mr. Buck 8 discount code on that. So you're wondering why I put a rectangle out of there so I can access my power points there. So on it comes, the green light on, and there's all these lights down here. It says fault, charging, standby, and fully charged. So a green light will come on when it's fully charged. So let's take our rubber caps off, keep them on when you're not using them, so you can't short anything out. Red to positive, black to negative. There she goes, and as soon as I play, on she goes. Red light goes from green to red, which means it's in charge mode now. So I just leave this on. This could take a little while, guys. They're a 280 amp hour battery. I don't know how low they are, but this will pump in a maximum of 20 amps. So if it is rather low, it's going to take a little while to charge up, isn't it? But make sure you charge them up when you first get them, okay? Righto, I'll leave it there. This is the start. I can't tell you longevity of these batteries, anything like that, I can't comment on that, guys. I've only just got them out of the box, but I'll tell you what, they look pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with their service so far from Litime. Really, really good. As I said, Aussie companies, you can learn a lot from these mobs, you really can. Really impressed with them. Anyway, and I do appreciate a free battery, and I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, you know, people go, oh, you got a free battery buck. Yes, I did, but I bought another one too, guys. It was under $1,000, $900 and something dollars, and they gave me that 8% discount off their price anyway. They gave me the Mr. Buck discount for the one that I bought, and that's available to all you guys out there. I don't get a cut, only you guys get the benefit out of that. So if you're in the market for a new lithium battery, please use the Mr. Buck 08, or Mr. Buck 8, it's not 08, just Mr. Buck 8. That way they know when you use that code that you've been watching my clip, okay? And I like to know that if I'm doing a YouTube clip for a company and giving them a plug, I want them to know that if they're getting business out of me, I want them to know that, okay? So that's what it's all about, eh? Righto, take it easy, be good to each other. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and you're interested in this off-grid power build, which I'm going to need help with, guys. I don't have the expertise to do it all myself. I've got some more good gear coming, which will be mounted up on that backboard, and I'm going to have an off-grid system working in conjunction with Jackery. It's going to be pretty exciting, and there's a lot of clips coming up on how to power, how to get solar power into this. A lot of experimenting and all that type of stuff. If you're into that type of stuff, watch me, because there's not a lot of Aussies out there doing this type of stuff. The Yanks are right into their off-grid. It's only just catching on here in Australia, I think. Yeah, I can go and spend $30,000 and get a house battery put up to the solar panels on my house. Where does the money stop? I can't afford that, everyone. I can't afford that. In case I've forgotten to mention, these batteries are LiFePO4, which is the good chemistry. They're not those dangerous lithium batteries like in scooters and all that stuff that catch fire. This has got the good chemistry in it, the LiFePO4. If you're going to get a lithium battery, make sure it's got that. It's got a lot more stable chemistry in there. We always hear about these lithium batteries bursting into flames. Make sure you get the LiFePO4s, and the Litime ones are definitely LiFePO4. I don't think this one here has got Bluetooth, which would be nice, I must admit. Be nice to have Bluetooth on there. It's not a big deal, but I think some of their batteries do have Bluetooth. These ones don't. But I'm going to have shunts and monitors and all up there, so I can see what amps are coming in, what amps are going out. So Bluetooth, not a big deal to me. It's not a portable system. I can just look up on here and I'll be able to see what my batteries are doing once it's all hooked up. Really looking forward to this. I'm excited, eh? Thanks again, Litime. Thanks to everyone out there for watching. Be good, and we'll catch you again soon, eh? Don't forget that discount code.